Some things are highly secretive, like war strategies. Want to know about the secret strategies? What about China? Evidently, China is becoming more powerful day by day. With less talk and more work, the country is growing rapidly. From international relations to the internal country part, this country maintains a secret strategy. We have their secret strategy for war, and I want to tell you now, I can't keep secrets, So stay tuned until the very end. Many Western analysts now think there is a significant change in the balance of military power happening globally, and China is no different. By putting economic, industrial, and technological development ahead of military modernization, the country went from being a third world country to becoming second only to the US in terms of its technological, economic, and military strength. From military power to a diplomatic zone, the country is constantly making a war of tactics. RMA, or the Global Revolution in Military Affairs, is currently in a new phase. Weapons and equipment that are long-range, accurate, clever, stealthy, and unmanned are becoming more advanced. Cyberspace and outer space have risen to unprecedented strategic heights in the struggle between all parties. The transition of warfare towards informationization is advancing. The world's powerful nations are actively revising their national security plans and defense strategies, as well as accelerating the modernization of their armed forces. Let me tell you that the most technologically advanced warship ever produced in China, the Fujian, is a Type 003 aircraft carrier that was unveiled in Shanghai. According to experts in the military, the electromagnetic aircraft launch system aboard the Fujian represents a significant advancement for China's Navy because it makes it possible for the ship to carry bigger planes and allow for quicker aircraft deployment. The next secretive zone that they largely concentrate on could be the nuclear sector. By the end of the current decade, China is expected to triple its nuclear stockpile according to a prediction from the US Department of Defense. China likely plans to have at least 1,000 warheads by 2030. Though, according to Chinese state media, nuclear forces were held at a minimum level, calling the accusation wild and distorted speculation. Furthermore, some international analysts have criticized China for a lack of transparency on its defense spending and for inconsistent reporting of numbers. Do you think something dangerous is going on in the minds of the Chinese administration? It can be a possibility. Let's find out. Beijing does release information on its official spending, but Western estimates of China's financial assistance to its armed forces are sometimes much higher. It's generally accepted that, aside from the US, China presently spends most on its military forces, and for the advancement of the war, they are using AI. According to the US Department of Defense, China is now completely dedicated to developing intelligentized combat or future military techniques based on disruptive technology, especially artificial intelligence. A mandate has been granted to China's Academy of Military Science to ensure this occurs through civil-military fusion, or bringing together Chinese private sector technology enterprises with the nation's defense industry. To compel a political settlement, China's leaders might further up their efforts, which would involve taking unprecedented military action. The Chinese leadership sends a message to its rivals that their activities are becoming more antagonistic to China's national interests by escalating military operations. China's authorities might show their political determination and military prowess without using force by imposing heavy political and economic sanctions. They have also applied some of the strategies in some of the disputed areas. Let's next see in which area they've applied the strategies. What are the goals of the Chinese leadership in the Taiwan scenario and its activities in the East China Sea and the Pacific now? Although there have been intermittent flare-ups over the disputed Diao, Senkaku Islands since the mid-1990s, outbursts in more recent years have been more severe. Both the pro-peace and anti-war forces are growing in strength. A global conflict seems unlikely soon, and calm on the global stage is anticipated to continue. Remember the 1994-1996 Taiwan Straits crisis and the 2012-2013 East China Sea crisis are two instances that show China's distinct style of warfare. The Chinese authorities believed that Taiwan's independence was increasing, which led to the Taiwan Straits crisis. The leadership, as a result, conducted several conventional and cutting-edge warfare operations, large-scale drills, underground nuclear tests, ballistic missile tests, amphibious drills, and live-fire drills were all included in these exercises and tests. A report titled Science of Military Strategy 2013 that provides a window into the thinking of military planners was released in early February by China Aerospace Studies Institute. The study was translated from Chinese Academy of Military Science strategy documents written in Mandarin. The school updates the strategy documents every 13 years. it came to light that the Chinese leadership's objective has remained constant throughout the exercises, using military force to compel political outcomes. The very last option is to use direct military force against military targets, and they are certainly going to be harsh, really harsh on Taiwan. What do you think? Do you also think that Taiwan is the next victim of the Chinese war strategies? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching.